Welcome back to Factorio in the dark, because, yeah, my bots are still recharging after, well, my arm is still recharging after about 10 minutes. It's obviously some sun's up, because, yeah, my night vision's working a little bit, but we're still recharging. 1,000 processing units per hour. So my little build up there is doing wonders. The biggest catch is we can't get enough iron into our system. So we're going to start upgrading things. And I'm actually going to work backward. I'm going to have half of this come this way and the other half come from below. I'm going to drag this back. We're going to work our way backward. And this is a perfect example of my splitter in action. So we have almost fully compressed yellow belts. And you can see these now look like they have about a quarter of a belt has been taken off. After we upgrade this, there. Underground, underground, and underground, and underground. Splitter. I should continue this way. We want that one, we want that one. We want red belt up to that point. We want red belt up to that point. I'm actually going to move that inserter over by one, just so there's a clearer markers to what is and is not. We'll bring that back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bit of red belt. Oh, yep. Don't like this fast replace thing already. Okay. Now we go left. Yeah. So, mods. There is a lovely mod. Oh god, I'm not replacing that by hand. There is a lovely... Yeah, I broke it again. There is a lovely mod called Upgrade Planner. Which, if you want to look at it, I am and have been using in my SpaceX series. Nope, I'm out of red belt. And I broke it so good that that line died off. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to disconnect you lot there. I forget that's the easiest spot to disconnect it. And then we're going to rip up that. I really don't want my personal bots doing it. I'd like to have power, please. One thing I will do is I'll steal all your iron and I will manually feed you lot with iron. Bye, bots. Still working on it. And I still have no red belt in my inventory. Come on, bots. Yeah, 500 is plenty. It's just not getting to me fast enough because there is so many construction orders still remaining. Most of this is built. It's just this bit of red belt up here. Alright, so whilst we wait, let's go mark. You are green circuits, because I forgot to do this. Your red science. Do a bit of a base tour. One zoom at a time. Your green science. You are military science. Your engines. Your blue science. And I should mark it. It's also where we make minor jewels. Same with, I should mark here. This is where we make the boom boom shells. There. And down here is where we make gun turrets. Furnaces, which are on that tab. That's electric engines, back to the intermediates. Purple science. What's that? Combat. So we've got defenders, distractors. We've got red chips out here. We've got blue chips up here. And our make almost everything is definitely dead because I chewed up these belts. So let's put down one of these in a red variety right there. Upgrade these belts. Yep. Just replaced another one again. No, I was looking for the Q button, hit the R several times. Boom, 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 boom. Now, our smelters are capable of outputting a red belt each. That's something we did. Really? No red belt left. Really, really? Need more red belt, fellas. Have some yellow. Have some yellow. Just auto-trashed everything else. So we're waiting on gears. I have gears. I have gears. Let's request more gears. 500, please. I'll manually sit here and just throw stuff in if that's what it required to speed it up. It doesn't look like there's any more gears in the network. Nope. Because I don't actually have gears being put into the network. It was just what accidentally was destroyed or deconstructed is what ended up in my inventory. Okay. Let's upgrade... Oh, that's a problem. Let's upgrade that to red belt. Because that seems pretty important. That's a full red belt into this point. Making gears absolutely flat out. And it's still not fast enough. Alright, more research. Let's finally do that lab research speed. Actually, no. I wanted to do that one. We've had the technology available to be researched for quite some time, but we haven't actually had the blue chips, the processing units, to be able to build bigger and better batteries. So this has an energy capacity of 100 megajoules. These guys have an energy of 20 megajoules. But they take up the same dimensions, a 1x2. So those particular batteries store a lot more, which is what we're really after. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to concentrate on one line. Because if I get red belt back to here, actually to there, that increased our production. As you can see, these guys are drying up. Unfortunately, we've still got yellow belt feeding into this system. And our train is not loading and unloading fast enough because we need to redo mining and add a lot more miners and probably a whole new patch. Because that's... Oh, we got 2.9 down here. Really? The biters are becoming a little bit ferocious. We're up to almost 70%. We haven't got to behemoths yet. Okay, so that's that research done. Now we go to research speed. Alright. Every single time I get one of these to a red belt, that actually increases our production. Nope. And of course, each one of these has a giant buffer in it. Yeah, the last ones have quite a bit of extra iron sitting in them, doing nothing. So we have a little bit of a buffer to get us up and running. Alright, we found some extra yellow belt. Okay. Walk along the belt. No, there's more yellow belt. To there. Out again. No, I'm not even in logistics network. Come stand over here and wait. Come bots, take the yellow, bring me the red. That's a lot of construction robots. I don't actually need that many in my inventory. 6 red belt. There. Put down one of them. Just inside the network. Okay. Replace that little bit. Replace that little bit. So that's red to its first splitter. And that's red to its first and second splitter. Let's see whether we can... No. We need... Basically, we just need to walk away and let the factory run. We need to let the factory run and build up its red belt supply again. And get things moving. Because we're now... The Make Everything's now doing wonderful. It has plenty of resources. Yeah, copper needs an upgrade as well, because same story, it's... And actually, no, we need to do the input as well. Because these yellow belts just feed in so slowly. Is there a bit of yellow belt in here somewhere? No? Okay. There to... There, done. Alright. So our choices are... Upgrade this, which is fairly pointless because the train is spending half its time over here twiddling its thumbs. We still haven't moved steel down here. What's the plan? We just haven't got to it. Really? There's stone right here and I'm training stone in. Actually, yellow belt. Yellow belt. Do we have yellow belt? Oh look, there's a funky splitter in the way. Yellow underground. Hey! You guys can do something. Alright. Because, yeah, we've got plenty of stone anyway. And that's a belt. See, that's a lot of... robot frames. That's probably why I haven't gone around and built it yet. Alright. Yeah, we're going to let the base run. We're going to let the base run. We're going to let it restock its red belt supply because we're still getting requests for red belt that can't be met. So we might as well see whether we can bang out... Actually, speed modules. Speed modules is the one we really want to try and bang out. Which can go right here, it seems. Sure. Speed modules. Advanced circuits, electronic circuits, 5 of each, takes 15 seconds. Not complicated. Which is good. I like simple builds. Speed module. Copy it that way. And I'm probably thoroughly overdoing things. But that's fine. No, we want to cut back to here. Nope. Straight line, JD. Straight line. Sure, let's do another lap research speed. Alright, now I really could put red and green circuits on a shed belt. But I'm not going to. I'm going to put them each on their own separate belt. I'm going to put a power pole in the middle. Put a second belt in. I know we're poor on belt. I should really use as minimal amounts of belt as possible. But, yeah. It's me. I like using belt. I like using heaps of belt. Actually, been reading through the last couple of Friday facts. And I got really worried when the devs were like, hey, we're going to nerf bots. I'm like, what? No. Now they're talking about buffing belts. Now, buffing belts I fully support. Belts are a little bit... I admit they are the funner part of the game. When you go to... no, it's still not going to line up no matter what I do. Nope. When you go to bot builds, I find the game a bit easy. I find the game very easy. Hence why I set myself a goal for a 5,000 packs per minute GIGABASE. And this series will probably end up being... A couple of people asked me, how big are you going to go this time, JD? I'm actually looking as it's 0.16. Really? All that and I didn't even move it down a tile. I picked up and put it right where it was. I'm actually looking at 16. Not 16. 6. I'd love to do 16,000, but that's just not feasible. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a 6k base. Oh, really? Where this splits off is where I want to take from. Technically I could take it from that side and loop. Let's do that. Because these builds, technically... So the way a splitter works, takes 50% from either belt. We're good? So with 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%, that is 200%. Okay? So it means at this point, this belt and this belt represent 100% of whatever color belt they are. Right? In the case, this is red, this is yellow, this is red. These are all red and yellow and all over the place. The bottom line is, at this point, and that's the part we're talking about, at this point, we have 200% of a belt. Now, we put it through a splitter to join them both together, but automatically that lowers the output to 100%. I can actually take off the second one as well, without actually any hassle. Apart from weaving it through this jungle of crap. Which is a whole separate issue. But we should be able to get it through here without too much hassle. it's going to come in at the wrong spot. Oh, no, it's not. Actually, it's going to line up beautifully. So if you go to stop moving me belts, we've had this discussion. Okay, boom, 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 boom. So all I have to do is put that bit of messing belt in, and we now have green circuits. Yes. Yes, no. I want slow inserters because they take 15 seconds. I want a power pole. Done. We don't need that anymore, so I'm just going to copy and blueprint and screw up. Nope, wrong one. That one. And blueprint and blueprint and blueprint, blueprint, blueprint and blueprint. And then large power pole here. And make some more large power poles. Actually, I can request those down. Been able to request them for a while, I think. So, that then means you, sir. Whoops. My new speed module build. Speed module lane. So that lane of the bus is for speed modules. Now, this is overkill, as I said. In saying that, we need to make 7 high-tech labs, 7 high-tech science packs to keep with the current ratio we're running on, which take 14 seconds. A speed module takes 15 seconds. So, basically 8 of them. Half the build is already preoccupied. Although one thing I can do is you. Okay, not you. I need to fix that. One of them will actually be set up to make speed modules for assembler 3s. So we have speed modules ever so slowly because we're out of red circuits, and we're out of red circuits because we're out of oil. We're out of oil because I need to expand again. We need to get this oil patch. We might as well grab this one at the same time. And then we can play with the new oil dynamics of tanks only holding 25,000. And trains now holding 25,000 rather than the 75 they were holding. So that's something else we need to consider. Oh, I missed the line. Okay. Can we do a high tech? We need process units. Got them. We got speed modules. Got them finally. We need copper. We need batteries. Yeah, I think we can. Do that. Okay. Let's do this and this. So, we need high-tech science. Now, we don't actually make copper cable anywhere. So, we're going to have to make it on-site. Now, 2 copper cable takes half a second. So, that means in 1 second we get 4 copper cable. And this guy needs 30. So, and it needs 30 in, say, 15 seconds. So it needs 1 cable per second, and we can make 4 copper cable per second. So one of these machines will support 4 of these machines. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We needed 7 at 14 seconds. We're actually going to run them a little bit slower. What else do I want to research? I can get exoskeletons. Not that I can really use them. Yeah, these guys take 14 seconds. And we need 7 of them because they produce 2 per cycle. And I'm actually going to do 8. just because the ratios are easier if you don't call it 14 seconds, you call it 15 seconds. Alright, cable machines, as I said, we need 2. I hope that's right. Really doesn't seem right. 2 copper cable every second, every half a second, so it's 4 per second. And these guys need 2 per second. It's not right. It is 1 copper cable for that, those 2, and those 2. That's how we do it. So, copper cable, copper cable, copper cable, copper cable. You, sir, meant copper cable. Whoops. Change that to copper cable. Shift left, right click, shift left click. Done. Alright, so we're going to direct insert our copper cable. We then have to get processor units in, speed modules in, and batteries in. We're going to put batteries and speed modules on the same belt, because they're the lower input items. And we're going to do it with a heap of underground belts. So we're going to put speed modules and batteries on this line. We're going to put copper on this line. You can go right. And only needs 1 copper plate, so we only need 1 inserter. We don't need 2, unlike gears. Gears you need 2 inserters for, and that leaves processing units. So, bit of magic at the bottom. For processing units, finally our output. And then power poles to run the whole thing. There, 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 there. Those 2, those 2. Okie dokie. Blueprint the whole thing. And then rip it all up. And then decide where the hell are we going to put this. I'd say right about here. Exoskeletons are finished. Let's get the efficiency modules done. As I covered earlier, efficiency modules are junk. You'll never use them, apart from making a power armor. Nope. Don't move me belts. Copper onto this belt somehow. Let's cut those there. Bugger, we're not drawing off them. I was hoping if I cut them they might get used up. We want a right-handed side here. Actually, I want to destroy all of that. Actually, no, let's place it down. Do I have a red one somewhere that goes to the right? No, I got 2 that go to the left. Let's just dump it down. Dump it down, upgrade this one. Last time, that's something being attacked and destroyed. Wow! Yeah, the neighbours are becoming aggressive. So, it's not the fact that my towers, my little wall can't stop the biters anymore. It's the gap I have in the gun turrets. They need more firepower. So in a later episode, we will have to walk around and upgrade all... Well, walk around. We'll have to wander around the map with bots and have the bots automatically, because who wants to do anything manually? Add more towers here, there, and everywhere. So you had a simple right on you. Letter R. Done. Okay. Underground here to... Okay, here to here. That one, that one. So that should bring copper in at the top. It's the last one of the bus. Maybe and maybe not. No. There, there, there. Alright, so that should bring copper in. We need a large power pole there and here. So what did we say? We were going to put batteries and speed modules on the same belt. Batteries are way over here somewhere. And speed modules will be there. So we're down 1, 2, 3, 4 belts down from this entry. 2, 3, 4. Here. So we want to underground whatever the hell that is. Put belts, batteries there, and then we want to put speed modules, which will... So that didn't fast replace shit. Oh, because it's going the wrong direction. That's the one that goes south. Speed module there. Underground, 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 underground. Yeah, as you can see, the massive production sitting on that belt. Oops. That's a little bit more than 4. Whatever. Whatever. I just fixed it at this end. I don't even care anymore. Done. So that just leaves blue chips. And me not having any undergrounds. So with the miracle of blueprints, let's go with there to there without any of that crap in the middle. Let's put one there. Oh, hang on. You're going to bring me some underground bots. Excellent. There to there. There to there. There to there. Yep. Yep, yep. So even with a neat-ish bus, it still gets the attack of the spaghetti every now and then. At least it seems to. Okay, you can come down 2 squares, and you can do a weird snake thing. Done! Is there any way to neaten that up? Not really. No. Not without great difficulty. And honestly, I could only move it up a square. But no. Oh, really? Wrong type of inserters. And that there will be our very, 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 very first high-tech science pack. Which we really can't do anything with until we survive this spider wave, which is just... There are so many spitters in that group. Just watch that gun turret wall just decimate them. It's not perfect. It's really not perfect. It is taking damage. But that's a lot of biters for them to get somewhat close, but definitely didn't make it to their mark. Yeah, we need this one. We need this one. I should really go fix iron. How much red belt do we have? 300. That's something. We'll mark you with a speed module symbol. No, I hit cancel. Speed module 1. Speed module 1. We'll mark you with high-tech science. And right there is where I'm going to leave this episode, with 2 little high-tech science to get the ball rolling. It's all we've got. It's all we're going to have for the moment. Until we fix our complete whack of red circuits problem, which is down to a plastic problem, which, if we come all the way back to oil, is a petroleum problem, which is probably also affecting... It is not currently. But you and you can be packed up. It is going to affect our sulfuric acid. Which sucks, because I really wanted to start on uranium mining. But we're going to have to go get this oil. And we're going to have to do it with a train. And probably split off this here. Come up, thread the needle through these 2 cliffs. Out to here. Probably set up our train station right where the biters are. Just out of principle. Fence all this in, grab all those resources, and then get our ass back onto the main train line. And then do some sort of train unload for oil, because we haven't done that yet. And those train stations are really large. We'll probably have to pull it in this side, and then loop it here on the outgoing. But again, problem for the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Of my goals for today's little session, a couple of episodes ago, I mentioned it. I got everything done except uranium mining, which I don't think we've even researched the basics for. No, I haven't done concrete, which means I haven't done nuclear power, which means I don't have a centrifuge. Not that we could afford the red circuits at the moment. And not that I could build nuclear power, because I definitely don't have any 235, because I haven't even done that yet. But we should have enough uranium in here to start processing it, do a Kavorax, the whole works. Actually, in fact, that's something I might process on site. I don't know. That's a problem for future me, definitely. We need to clean up all these storage tanks as well. Yeah. Petroleum is slowly leaking out. Ever so slowly. Yeah, alright, like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, bye!